Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's workshop watch party. Oh, sorry, not the watch party anymore. That's been canceled. But welcome to today's workshop, you guys. Oh, let's get it going with today's workshop topic. This week's topic, as you guys can see, is keep it cool on the job. So excited to get into this with you guys. Let's begin with our morning announcements as usual. Again, welcome. I'm really excited to discuss today's topic with you guys, as behavior in the workplace is really important for us to make sure that we have in check. Thank you all for participating, no matter what time it is. You guys are awesome, and it's nice to have you join us. Just to remind you all, workshops are happening every Tuesday and Thursday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. We also have a YouTube page where we post our videos weekly that any of you may access with a request to do so at any time. Also, please remember to like our video after watching it. Okay, guys, you know what time it is. It's time to review last week's workshop. So my question to you all today is, what is workplace communication? You have 2 minutes starting right now. All right, everybody. Good guesses. My computer starts to turn off here when not plugged in. I forgot. Let's fix that. Perfect. I don't want it shutting off on me. Okay. Awesome. Great job, you guys, and awesome guesses. I'll recap for those who weren't certain about the answer, though, okay? Exchanging information and ideas within an organization is what we call workplace communication. Now let's get started on our topic for today. So, when it comes to working in an office or other professional setting, etiquette matters. How you present yourself and interact with those around you, whether your coworkers, supervisors, or direct reports, speaks to who you are as a person and as a member of the team, and can directly influence the course of your career. Michelle had been working in New York City for the duration of their post-grad life ever since Northeastern's commencement in May of 2012. But she'd actually been learning about the professional world since December of 2008 when she began working at her first co-op. In that time, through trial, error, and observation, she learned a lot about what works in the workplace, as well as what doesn't. Because etiquette is so important to professional success, she wanted to share useful tips that other graduates and employees can use as they begin to enter the professional workforce, whether as a part of an internship, co-op, or postgraduate life. Pulled a few friends and coworkers, and this is a compilation of their advice. I have also added a few extra don't tips of my own from somewhere else that I have found on a website, just so that we have quite a few of the don'ts in the workplace. I don't want to just cover a few, I want to cover as many as possible today. Okay. The don'ts of workplace etiquette. Let's face it, there are certain actions and behaviors you just shouldn't bring with you into a professional workplace. Doing so can have major negative impacts on your career. But for many individuals, proper workplace etiquette does not come as intuitively as you might think. So, we're going to go through some big don'ts, some of the biggest don'ts of work life. Number one don't. Trigger warning, this is a little flashy, so I will not leave this up for too much. Okay, I'm actually going to just go to the next screen. But number one don't have personal conversations at your desk or on the floor. Sorry, didn't realize that would be blinking so much, guys. If you must have a private or personal phone conversation when you're at work, try not to have the conversation at your desk where others can hear you. Or make sure you leave your phone in your locker. Many workplaces have conference or break rooms that you can use for phone calls, guys. Otherwise, it might be a good idea to step outside. Having a personal conversation in public can be distracting to the coworkers near you and may open you up to gossip about being someone who can't leave their personal life at home, which isn't good for your professional image. Number two, don't bring your emotions into the workplace. It's best to leave your personal emotions at the door when you get to work. Your desk neighbor or coworkers don't want to hear your sob story from over the weekend. If you truly can't focus on your work because something has happened, it's probably a better idea to take some personal time to process your emotions. Or, if something in the workplace is bothering you, reach out to the Human Resources Department or your supervisor to resolve the issue so it doesn't interfere with your work. This is a big concern for a lot of people. A lot of people don't realize that even things that happen outside of our area can mess with our emotions. When I had the loss of my best friend, I took the week off of work. She was somebody that I had lived with for 3 or 4 years of my life, on top of her just being a really good friend of mine, and it was very hard for me when she was gone. I knew I wouldn't be able to focus at work, so I took the week off. So, for example, when things like that come up, a breakup, unfortunately, sometimes some people can't handle dealing with that stuff at work. So if you can't, let somebody know at work, the Human Resources Department or your supervisor. Do not go and talk to your coworkers and other workers about the situation. Go directly to the people that can help you and give you advice on how to navigate through the situation if you yourself don't know what to do while at work. Okay, number 3, don't be afraid to ask questions. Asking questions, no matter how silly they may seem, will help you clarify expectations and avoid incorrectly completing an entire project only to realize you did it all wrong. There's little worse than overconfidence, especially if it isn't actually backed up by experience or skill. So go ahead and ask your questions and be sure to truly listen to the answer. Number 4, don't gossip about fellow coworkers or your boss. This is straightforward, guys. We know this one. Gossiping is one of the cardinal sins of the workplace. Just don't do it. Whether you're tempted to gossip about your boss, coworker, or the company as a whole, you're not hurting anyone but yourself when you do. Again, I'm going to repeat that. Whether you're tempted to gossip about your boss, coworker, or the company that you're working for, you're not hurting anybody else but yourself when you do this. Gossiping can portray you as someone who can't be trusted or someone who isn't a team player, which won't help you reach your professional goals. It can also be duly harmful if it gets back to the target of the gossip. It's happened to me. Don't do it, guys. I have been the product of gossip and it got back to me and I had to go and confront the person afterwards because I wasn't comfortable. And it was something so little and so stupid, but it had just gotten out of control. So the way you dial it back is, for me, I approach the person and I ask them, in the future, if I tell you something, please don't go and tell anybody else, right? If I go and tell people separately, that's my business. But to have conversations about what I told you, that is not okay. Okay? If somebody has a conversation with you and you go and have a conversation with somebody else about that person's business, that's gossiping. They didn't say it was okay for you to go and talk about it. And even if they did say it was okay, that's still gossiping because you're talking about somebody else, right? Please watch out for that, guys. Number 5, don't use emojis or multiple exclamation points, if any, in work emails or texts. I'm a little guilty of this, but here's the disclaimer that comes with this point. This bit of advice will depend on the specifics of your workplace. Some workplaces, like mine, may embrace emojis and relaxed conversation. Others may expect a level of formality at all times. Regardless, be aware and intentional when crafting your communications. Work emails or texts don't need to be all serious all the time, but you'll want to maintain a sense of professionalism so that others see you as the competent expert that you are. When in doubt, always communicate professionally in your workplace, emails or texts, regardless of how relaxed your superiors might seem. After you've spent some time on the job, you'll have a better idea of what is deemed appropriate in your workplace. So this one's more specific for your workplace. Kind of feel out the environment, get to know everybody, get to know how it is, and then from there, text the way you would text, email the way you would email. Number 6, don't talk back to your boss. All right, guys. Again, straightforward. This bit of advice should probably go without saying, but it's an important one nonetheless. Even if there isn't much of an age difference between you and your boss, you should never talk back to them. Always show your boss respect and do your part to not be sarcastic or glib. This is not to say you can't disagree with them about aspects of the job, a project, or the company strategy. You should always feel free to share thoughts or concerns if you've got them. But the way that you do this matters. Hopefully, you will have the chance to climb the career ladder someday. You will want to have your boss in your corner to help you get there, though. So, pretty straightforward, guys. Don't be rude. Do not talk back to your boss. They are the people that hired you, okay? Number 7, Don't forget that at work socials, you're still at work. Okay? So company outings can be a great chance to socialize with your coworkers and get to know them outside of their 9-to-5 personas. But it's important not to forget that while you should be yourself, you're still among workmates who you'll be working side by side with the next day or after the weekend. Be especially careful not to overdo it if alcohol is being served. Everyone will know why you called in sick the next day. So make sure you keep your etiquette professional when you're also out for a work event, okay? Whether that be a banquet that they're having, or a fair, or whatever, or a picnic, or a barbecue, whatever that event may be, make sure you guys remember to keep your etiquette appropriate. Number 8, don't. Oh, I bounced them in quick. Don't be nervous, but also don't overstep your boundaries. In the workplace, you'll often find yourself walking a fine line in how you present yourself. You want to be respectful, but you don't want to come across as being stuffy. You want to appear confident, but you don't want to overstep your bounds. You want to express your opinions, but you need to keep them G-rated. Learning the balance will take trial and error on your part, but it's an important balance to learn. Number 9, don't. Nope. Don't you take those dramatic, angry, personal phone calls. Sure, nasty calls can happen, but that doesn't mean you have to subject everyone else to your drama. The office is not a place to do that, to do battle with your kids or siblings. Keep your relationship issues outside of where others are working and can hear you. Take a break and go somewhere private, or better yet, save it until you get home. I know things tend to come up when we're in the workplace, but we gotta make sure that we pack it up and take you home. Just like in my picture here, my little box flying away, pack that drama up and take it home. I myself have done that too, but if I do, I've locked myself in the office or I take it home. Okay? We all get dramatic, angry calls. Hang up the phone or take it at home. Actually, your phone shouldn't even be on you when you're on the floor. So your phone should be locked up until the end of shift anyway, so that shouldn't be a problem if there is problem or drama happening outside of the workplace. Number 10. Do not spend hours on your social media. You are being paid to be productive, not play Farmville or catch up with an old high school buddy on Facebook. Unless it's part of your job, your social media activities should be saved for lunch or break times. And even then, when you use your phone, use your phone and stay off of company computers for personal activity, right? So you don't want to use work computers for Facebook and Instagram and Netflix and all of this stuff, right? Be very careful, especially even what you are allowed to watch on YouTube, if you are allowed to use YouTube. Again, most of you guys work in environments where you have to put your phone away before the beginning of the shift, and you have walkies or this and that. Remember, if you don't have your phone, then you don't have any of these problems. Number 11, don't. I skipped a number, so we're going to just call this one number 10, don't. Lie to make yourself good. Don't do it. Oh. Technology makes it easy to exaggerate your credentials. It also makes it easy to find out the truth. Small lies will hurt you in big ways, and someone will always bring the truth to light. Always. So if you lie about having a certificate on your resume that you don't, you probably won't get called for that job, guys. Okay? If you lie about being somebody who's a good communicator and you get a call for the interview, there and again, you've lied, right? Be very careful about what is on your resume. This is why we review your resumes with you guys, just to make sure what we are saying on there is true about you. When we ask you if you agree about your skills and your abilities on your resume, it's because we need to know if you actually feel you are that person. Because if you aren't that person and you go and present yourself as that person, that makes you a liar, right? So don't lie to make yourself look good. I'll tell you, it doesn't work. Number 11, don't. Don't come into work when you're very sick. We all know this now, right? Your commitment to your job is admirable, but don't prove that you're a good worker by exposing the whole workplace to COVID-19. Work from home if you can, but don't bring your germs into an otherwise healthy workplace. Back in the day, it used to be okay to come into work sick. It isn't anymore in any sense of the word. If you are sick, if you have a runny nose, if you have any COVID symptoms, please call into work, let somebody know so that you don't go into work. The last thing we need is, a flu or a virus getting spread through any workplace, office, or whatever, right? So please, please, please stay home if you are sick. Number 12, Don't you hit on your boss, colleague, or another employee. Workplace romances make for exciting television, but more often than not, they lead to awkward situations and can even lead to lawsuits. Keep your dating to your off hours. Can't find somebody easily? Try Tinder, OkCupid, or Facebook dating. So many different things you can try, right? Excuse me. Number 13, Don't respond when you're angry. The only thing more stressful to your body than anger is the guilt and fear of repercussions for taking out your anger in the workplace. Find ways to take a break and control your anger so you act reasonably and professionally. It's not cool, guys. It's not cool to have a freak out in the workplace. If you feel yourself getting angry because of something somebody said or something somebody did, take a break, walk away from the situation immediately. Okay? Go to a quiet place, break room, walk outside, away from an area where customers would see you in the back. Take a breath, calm down. Let somebody know that you're going to do this if that's the case. But when you're angry, walk away, because it can definitely create some problems in the workplace. Number 14, don't interrupt. And I am guilty of this a lot. This is one of those things I have been practicing on myself. But when you interrupt, you not only frustrate the person you are talking to, but you give them a negative impression of yourself. Learn to listen. You'll gain admiration and respect. I've done this, but I've noticed a lot of you guys do this too quite often. When somebody is talking to you, you will interrupt without waiting for that person to stop talking, or without raising your hand to let them know, or indicating to let somebody know that you're ready to talk. Wait for somebody to finish talking before you start talking. The information you may be getting is something that will help you, and is probably the answer to the question that you're asking. Okay? Number 15, Don't get too comfortable. Certainly, society has become more casual. People don't dress up for work and are much more familiar in their conversation. That doesn't mean that wearing sweats and cussing are acceptable office or workplace behavior. Consider the impression you make in your looks, attitude, and actions. Don't assume everyone thinks your performance is worth the trouble and irritation you cause. Don't. Never get too comfortable in the workplace. Remember, you are there to do a job, and you are there to remain professional. No matter if this is a family business or somebody you've known for a long time, friends, people can get annoying, especially when they're not doing their job and they're not doing what they're supposed to do, and they're not coming in dressed the way they're supposed to dress. Don't get too comfortable. Do your job the way you're supposed to do it. Number 16, and this is a big one, guys. Do not come into work high or drunk. If you really can't wait until after work and you got so wasted the night before that you're still messed up, you likely have a serious problem with substances. Stop subjecting your coworkers to your addiction and get some help. You're not hiding it as well as you think you are. That says it straightforward, doesn't it? People can see it when you come into work high or drunk. Whether or not it's legal, guys, don't do it. Okay? They can tell it's not cool. And if you're coming into work in that way, you may need help. Please ask for some before it is noticed. Number 17, don't. Don't wear too much perfume or cologne. In an enclosed environment, manufactured fragrance can be annoying to some, but headache and hay fever inducing to others. Keep the environment fresh and neutral for everyone. Do not wear cologne and perfume. In this office, that's a big rule. We have people who are allergic to those scents. Be mindful of the people around you. Take a bath, shower, use soap, use deodorant, right? If you want a scent, maybe put some lotion on. Outside of that, guys, make sure that you're not wearing perfume or cologne when you go into the workplace. We went through 18 tips today. But in conclusion, guys, I want you to know you aren't perfect and you'll make mistakes, but that's okay. We all make mistakes and we learn and we grow from those mistakes. Moving forward, I hope you all understand the major don'ts of the workplace. There are more and we will discuss this again in the future, but if you have any questions about things that shouldn't be done in the workplace, let us know and we can always go through the list with you. With that said, thank you for joining us for today's workshop, everybody. We are always happy to have you all participating with us every week. Please join us for the workshop discussion on Thursday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Also check our page regularly for updates on job postings, upcoming employment events, job fairs, and other great information in regards to employment in the community. If anyone needs access to our YouTube page, please let your staff know. We have quite a few workshops available through there. I also want to remind you all to like our page. Like our videos after you've watched them, please. This is the best proof we have of you all having watched the videos we post if you aren't joining us during the workshop time. Thanks and have a wonderful, wonderful Canada Day, everybody.